So often people just associate Meals on Wheels San Antonio with just meal delivery.
What's going on YouTube? I am back again with more information on Meals on Wheels San Antonio. If you have not seen the full CEO interview, check that out first. But today we're going to talk about one of the biggest mistakes I've probably made since working with a nonprofit, and it's thinking that Meals on Wheels only does meal delivery. They actually do a ton of other programs, so we're going to talk with one of their main program specialists to talk about all the ways you can volunteer for Meals on Wheels San Antonio without ever actually delivering an actual meal. I know that might sound impossible, but trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to learn all sorts of different volunteer opportunities, and the best part, you'll have fun while you're doing it. So let's dive in.
Hi everyone, my name is Jillian Huskin. I am our Socialization Services Coordinator here at Meals on Wheels San Antonio. So here at Meals on Wheels, it's much more than just a meal that we're delivering. We have additional services that we offer our clients. So socialization is just one part of the Meals on Wheels model. So it's nutrition, which is our meal delivery, and it's socialization. So our clients that we serve are socially isolated. A lot of them live alone. A lot of them had family, but they no longer have family, or they don't have family in town. So they're older, they're disabled, a lot of them are socially isolated, they live alone. So we have these services to help combat that social isolation and loneliness that they face. So one of the services is called Friendly Visitor. So essentially Friendly Visitor is working to combat that social isolation and loneliness. So we match our clients with volunteers for weekly phone calls, weekly in-person visits, and they also send friendly mail. So that's one of our services.
How do I go about signing up for that, and what is that? How do I get paired up? Do I fill out a profile? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. So all of our volunteers fill out the same volunteer application. So that is through our website. You fill out that application, all volunteers are background checked, and then you just indicate that you would like to be matched with the client for Friendly Visitor. So our community engagement team will connect you with me, and then I will schedule it's usually about a 30-minute orientation. So it's in person here at our facility. So I'll just go over basically the scope of what being a Friendly Visitor volunteer looks like and what that entails. So we have an orientation. I ask you about your availability. We match based on availability, similar interests and hobbies, similar like life stories. You know, we want to match a client and a volunteer that maybe we're both veterans or had a similar career or similar interests, similar hobbies, so that connection can be easily made. So we match based on that, availability, also just preference, of gender, if you want to be matched with someone of your own gender. And then from there, I basically have a list of volunteers, a list of clients, and I try to make the most compatible match. And it also depends too if you want someone to call you or you want an in-person visit. So from there, once I match you with a client, I will communicate with that volunteer, the client that I've been matched with. I send them a very cute little short client bio, so a little bit about that client, and then from there I schedule the first visit. So then I'll be there for the first in-person visit. I typically will stay for about 15 minutes, just introduce them, make sure that contact's made, and then I leave so they can continue visiting. But from there, it's an ongoing visit. So it's typically weekly that volunteers will visit with our clients. So it's once a week. Typically the visit lasts about an hour, and they'll do anything from do a puzzle together. Some of our volunteers read to our clients that might have vision impairments and aren't able to read anymore, or they'll just do like simple crafts together, or just sit down at the table and chat and have like a nice visit. So it varies on what our volunteers and clients do together. So post first meeting, it is the volunteer that coordinates the ongoing visits. But a lot of times our clients have very consistent schedules, like maybe they have dialysis twice a week or have consistent doctor's appointments. So the volunteer and client will communicate and kind of determine how often they would like to meet. Some people visit in person once a week, or they visit in person every other week, and then that off week they make a phone call and they chat on the phone for a bit. So it really is case by case. But I just really encourage the volunteer to just communicate the best they can with the client, kind of set those expectations for the visits as well. So we do have some kind of boundaries with Friendly Visitor. It's not a home health aide, it's not a caregiver, it is essentially in the name of Friendly Visit. But if the client's light bulb went out in their kitchen, like of course you can go help them change the light bulb, but I really encourage the volunteers, like it's whatever you feel comfortable with. A big thing about Friendly Visitor is that Friendly Visitor volunteer is an advocate for the client and helps streamline that communication from the client to us of their needs. So volunteers will email me, will call me, and tell me like something that's going on with the client. Like, hey, this client mentioned that they're really struggling to buy pet food. I know you have Animeals. Can we set them up on Animeals? So the volunteer communicates to me the client's needs, and if it's not something that we're able to provide here at Meals on Wheels, we have a team that refers our clients to external resources and services throughout the community. So, even if it's something like they need utility assistance, or maybe they're struggling with incontinence and they need help, like they need adult diapers or something like that, we're able to connect them with another organization or resource. A lot of the friendly visitor clients that we have, they just want someone to talk with. So a lot of times you're doing more listening than talking. Like, you don't have to come up with conversations or have like a bunch of things you want to talk about. Really, if you just ask the client a couple of questions, I've seen that the conversations tend to just flow. And volunteers I always check in after that first call or first visit, I'll ask how that went, and they'll tell me like, oh, well, we talked for actually, I'll give you an example. One volunteer and client had their first phone call about a week and a half ago, and he said they talked for 2.5 hours.
Wow.
And he was like, it was the fastest phone call I've ever had, because that conversation just flowed. And he sent me notes from their conversation. He was like, I don't know if you need all of these, but I like to take notes. And he sent me like what they talked about. It was the client's family, where he grew up. Like, they just kind of had an introduction phone call. And a lot of times after you have that first phone call, from there, it's just such a casual conversation. You're calling and you're asking, how'd that doctor's appointment go? I know you had that this week. Or just checking in, asking them about their pets, about their family. So really, like, it can be very nerve-wracking to call someone, especially when it's a phone call versus an in-person visit where I'm looking at your face. It can be nerve-wracking, but since so many of our clients are socially isolated, that conversation just tends to flow, because the clients want that person to talk to.
Yeah.
Another service that we have here at Meals on Wheels is called Animeals, and that is very much a socialization service, because your pets are your companions. So it's another like companionship service. So Animeals was started in 2015 because we noticed that a lot of our clients were sharing their daily lunchtime meal with their pet. Because a lot of our clients I've heard them say it to me on the phone, like, sometimes they eat and I don't eat. And it's their furry companion, it's their baby, they want to take care of them. So Animeals was started to help support our clients support their furry companions. So it's very much a socialization service as well, and it is volunteer driven and it's donation sustained. So all of the pet food that we distribute every month is donated, whether it's physical bags donated and we distribute it out, or we get funding and we purchase pet food. And then volunteers deliver it. So it's once a month. Right now we are serving, I think it's 602 pets every month. So it's cats and dogs, not birds. We've been asked. We're considering it. We're thinking about it. But yeah, we're serving a lot of cats and dogs, and it's once a month. It's supplemental pet food, so it's not enough pet food to feed their pet for the entire month, but it definitely helps. So we encourage our clients to mix it in with what they currently feed their pets, and in addition to that monthly pet food delivery, we do assist with vet care services. So we're partnered with a local company who helps transport our pets. So it's called Wolfies. They transported a pet last week, and she sent me photos of her and her son transporting Mercedes. It's one of our clients' dogs. And now, because of their transport and because of the funding we had for his vaccinations, he's fully vaccinated. He had his flea and tick medication and his heartworm medication. And that's so vital to our clients and our clients' pets, because if they're homebound and they're older, they might not have that. They don't have that transportation, or they might not have the money to go and keep their pets vaccinated and take care of their pets. So we want to support them, support their furry companions by allowing their pets to age with them in their homes. We don't want our clients to have to surrender their pets. We want them to keep their pets in their home with them. I think a big part that the community can do is just general awareness of these services. Like I said earlier, it is more than just a meal, like Meals on Wheels. It's more than just a meal. And I think so often people just associate Meals on Wheels San Antonio with just meal delivery. So I think awareness is a big part of just community involvement. letting people know your involvement when you do volunteer, spreading the word. I think that's a big part of how the community.
That's it, everybody. Thanks again for watching. Please take a moment to like and subscribe so I can keep providing you with some awesome behind-the-scenes content of all the nonprofits around Texas and the expanding areas. And I'm so excited because we have some very special news coming in the next couple of months that's going to impact the channel and all the organizations we're working with. I'm going to put some links down below to spoil it a little bit, but be on the lookout on our shorts and some of our other channels as we tease it out over the coming weeks. So very excited to share that news with you. So I'll see you next time.